Custom blocks give you full creative control in Rise. Whether you're building one from scratch or you're tweaking one of our pre-designed templates, this tool is going to unlock your creativity like never before. Let's start by adding a custom block in this lesson. So I'll open the block library, and at the bottom you see a new category here that says Custom Block. Clicking this will allow you to either start with a blank canvas, or you can go with one of our many pre-designed templates. You'll see these subcategories here, and if you click through them, you'll see all of the templates that we have created for you. Each of these are fully customizable. Now the color you see here is orange, but when you insert the custom block, it's going to adopt the theme color and the theme font that you have already set up in your course. So for example, if I go with this multimedia exercise custom block and I insert this in my lesson, you can see that it adopted that green theme color and it also adopted my theme font for my course. But let's actually start with a blank canvas this time. So I'm going to delete this block and we'll start with a new one. So I'll click here to open this blocks library again, and this time I'll choose blank. Now from here, I'll click create a custom block and I'll see my blank canvas here that I can begin creating on. Now when I click this canvas, I have a few options for customization here at the top. First is my color. Now if I click here, I can insert a hex code for a custom color, or I can go with my theme colors here. I like my theme tint, so I'll choose this one. You also have the option to add a border to your custom block. You can add an overlay, and you can adjust the width and the height by pixel here. Now you can also adjust the width and height by clicking and dragging on the edge of the custom block. And notice as I drag, the numbers that you see here at the top are changing. If you decide later you want to use one of the templates we saw earlier in the block library, you can access those here from this Templates tab. But we're actually going to create our own custom block together, so let's have a look at what options are available for the canvas. You can insert text, you can insert shapes, you can generate images with AI using AI Assistant, you can pull one from the stock images in the content library, or you can upload your own image file. You can also upload your own video file, and here from the audio tab, you have the option to generate audio using AI Assistant and that text-to-speech feature. You can record your own audio file, or you can upload an audio file that you have pre-recorded. So let's start by adding an image to this canvas. So from here, I'm going to go to the stock images area and search for an image. So this image looks perfect, so I'm going to insert that image here on my canvas. Now, a few things I can do here with this image. I can click and drag it anywhere I'd like it to go on the canvas, and I can adjust the size. So from here, I can also use the formatting toolbar here at the top to do a few different things. I can edit the shape of the image, so if I would like this image to be a chevron, for example, I can adjust that, or I'll go back here to a rectangle. You can replace the image from here. You can add a border to it. You can adjust the corner radius. Now here I am going to adjust the corner radius of this. Now I could click and drag this radius option and you'll notice that the corners are becoming more rounded. You also have the option to do this directly on the canvas by clicking and dragging this radius button here. But I'm actually going to adjust just particular corners on this image. So from here on the corner radius option, I'm going to choose independent corners. And I'm going to adjust this left top corner to 50, and I'll do the same thing to the bottom right corner. I can actually just type that directly in here to get exact numbers. All right, perfect. Now from here, I can also add a drop shadow, so I'd like to do that here on my image. You can also add an overlay. You can crop it. I would like to crop this image, so I'm just going to click and drag this to be more of a wide rectangle. So that looks good, and I'll go ahead and click done here. Notice that my corners are still rounded on that image. And then I also have the option to adjust the alignment of this image. So before I do that, I'd like to make this image just a little bit bigger on my canvas. So I'm gonna go all the way to the edge here, and then same thing on this side. Perfect. And then I'm going to make sure that that alignment is correct by aligning it horizontal and aligning it vertical. Now from here you have the option also to rotate the image by clicking and dragging, so we could rotate that image if we wanted to from here. You can also do that by hovering your mouse over the corner of the object, and when you see that the mouse is that angle shape, you can click and drag to rotate that object there. Alright, now let's add an additional object here on our canvas. So I'm going to add a shape this time, and I'm going to go with a rectangle. Now here I'm going to be adding a label to this image, so I'm just going to click and drag this to move it down, and we'll adjust the size here. And then I would also like my corners to be rounded, so this time I'm just going to click and drag the corners there to give myself a more rounded look. I'd also like to change the color of this rectangle, so right up here at the top I have several options to do that. I can adjust the color to any exact text color that I'd like, or I can go with my theme color here. I'd also like to add a border here, so I'll choose border and I'll choose this solid border. And then I can adjust the width by clicking and dragging. I think that white border looks nice, so we'll go with that. Now my corners are already rounded, so I don't need to make any adjustments here, but I would like to add a drop shadow, so I am going to toggle that on. Now from here I can adjust that drop shadow and adjust the color and the blur as well. I can also add an overlay here. Now I'd like to add some text to this shape, so all I need to do is click within the shape and begin typing my text. Then from here I can select this text and make any formatting adjustments I need to. I can adjust the font that's used. I have my theme fonts at the top and then the pre-built Rise fonts there at the bottom. I can also adjust the text size, so I'll adjust the font size here. And then I'm going to adjust the color, so we'll go with white for here. And then I'll choose bold, and then there are some other formatting options that we have here. Now that we have a couple of objects on our canvas, let's have a look at this Objects tab. From here you can see all of the objects that are on your canvas, and they are pre-labeled, but you can adjust the name that you see here. So this rectangle 1 that you see here is my welcome rectangle, so I will double click on that title and change the word to welcome. And then my image here, I will change this to health image. Now from here you can adjust the order that your items appear on your canvas, so we could click and drag to adjust the order, and you can see that now that health image is covering the welcome text. And then if we click and drag that back, now the welcome is on top again. So my custom block is ready to go. Let's go back to the Rise lesson now so we can see this within the lesson. So I'll just click this back to lesson back arrow, and here is my custom block within my lesson. Now there are a few more formatting changes we can make to this block. First, I'd like the background of the block to match the background of my canvas. So from here on the Style button, I can adjust this to the theme tint. So now it blends seamlessly from the block background to my canvas background. Then I also have the option to adjust the block padding. My canvas had some padding built into it. There was some extra space above and below that image, so I don't need this top and bottom padding here. And then I can also adjust the max content width. Now this is going to be set to canvas width by default, but you have the option to go with small, medium, or large here. I'm going to keep it on canvas width. Well, there you have it. That is how you can stretch your creativity in Rise using Custom Block. Try it out for yourself and let us know how it goes.